All right, so our final review of the day is going to be for an anime film called Demon Slayer Infinity Castle there. So this is, from my understanding, the second Demon Slayer movie there.
Yeah. The first movie was between the first season and the second season, and then this is the first of 3 movies that are basically just like a long series finale, essentially.
Okay. And I've seen the train movie. I believe we have that review on our channel, but I have seen that movie there. And I did watch Demon Slayer, the show, leading into the film because I wanted to know more what was going on. So I did do that. So I did see season 1 and 2 of it, or
just that would just be the first one.
okay, just the first one. So I saw just the first season. I saw the movie, and that's about it. And I didn't go back to it. I don't hate Demon Slayer. I think it's okay. It's a typical kind of shonen anime type thing there. But I did enjoy the movie. I thought that was fine. I forgot exactly what I gave it. But yeah, so if you're looking for, like, I'm gonna know everything about Demon Slayer, all these characters and journey and all that stuff, I don't know all that stuff there. Have you? And you haven't seen all the seasons of it?
I've seen all of it.
Okay, so you just hate it. You just hate watch those.
I didn't even hate watch it. I just one, I watched it with someone who like really is into it a lot. So one person's getting the full experience, and then I think like I like parts of it. I think the first half of the first season I think is pretty good actually, like 8 out of 10 territory, and then right around the halfway point of that first season, they do introduce a supporting character. He's the yellow hair, and that character like is almost like show ruining for me, to the point that it then dragged the show after that down so much. And then I also just feel like honestly, once you get past the train movie and you're going into like season 2 and 3 and 4, I feel like the show really becomes like almost entirely filler, with moments of plot development occasionally. I mean, honestly, I think the season 4 in particular, the one that like the last episode of season 4 is them all getting dropped into this castle, and it's literally like a cliffhanger for the movie. That season, except for the last episode, which then, this setup happened, nothing happens in the entire rest of that same season. Like it's a training arc that you start a story with, is like the final regular season of the show. So I have not been a big fan of a lot of this series. I think it starts out pretty good, but it really loses steam after the beginning.
Okay. So let's correct me. I'm going to describe the plot of this. So correct me if I'm wrong. Just step in it in any case there. Sure. If I'm wrong or anything, to correct me. Okay. So you have the Demon Slayer Corps there, which are these group of people there, humans, who their purpose and sole thing is their job is fighting demons. They slay demons, obviously by the name, right? And so you have the group of people there. And then this movie has it where these characters are trapped in this castle, this type of MC Escher shifting inside Rubik's Cube type thing there. And they're trapped there by this upper powerful demon. And the demon that looks like Michael Jackson, right? That's the one.
Okay. Yeah. This is like his lair, his like secret lair. They've been throughout the entire show, even in the first season, I think, if not at least in the others, they're occasionally they cut back to this place and they show him giving like his subordinates orders in it. It's like they've been teasing this location the whole story basically. And he is like the head demon that has, for thousands of years, or hundreds at least, gone around feeding his blood to people, creating more demons. He's like the head vampire, right? You kill him, you take the rest out. He's like the source of everything in the show, basically.
Okay, yeah. So he's the main, the Michael Jackson. Even I swear, there's I think in season or the movie, he's wearing like Smooth Criminal, like he's wearing the same outfit.
I think throughout the whole first season, he pops up occasionally, and he's always in that outfit the whole time.
Okay, yeah. So I mean, that's basically what he looks like there. So, and then like you said, he has these like lieutenants there, these other demons. I think he's made, seems like 12 or 6 or something.
It's 12.
12.
It's a thing that there's a few anime that I don't that do this that I never like it, but there's a lot of talking, and it's not in this movie as much as I feel like it was in a lot of the episodes of the show. But there's a lot of just talking about, well, this demon is this rank and this rank and this rank, and what rank are they, and rank. I just and heard the word rank between solo leveling and this. I have heard the word rank too many goddamn times.
Yeah, because some of the demons they fight, it's like they'll say on the screen, or even the characters will announce it that this character is upper rank level 3 or 5 or something like that, and so that's how you know, like, oh, this is a bad motherfucker that they're fighting. So because you have the upper demons, and then you have like low level, just demons, whatever, that they can, like, they have their trainees kind of fight off that they deal with there. And so you kind of got that. And then the main character of this story, his name is Tanjiro there, who's the main character. He's the one with the green, what do you call it? That.
I'm not sure what it's an overcoat, but I guess I'm not sure what the specific term they have for it is.
Yeah, he's got kind of like that. It's a green outfit on that he's got on top of it. So that's how you know that's what differentiates between like the trainees and the maskers, or more upper level demon slayers there. You have that. So he's one of the main characters. And then he also has his best friend here, who's the one with the yellow hair. What's his name?
Zenitsu, who I cannot stand. This has got to be one of the most insufferable characters in all of anime.
And I remember his character. He was the dude that's always horny. He was like horny for his sister, right?
He there's that. He's also always screaming, always crying, freaking out, like, about and then also kind of like a horny predator sex pest on top of it. So he really just every like bad anime like trope that you could have in a character all at once.
Yeah, I remember hating his character, but here it seems like he's kind of mellowed out and chilled out, and I don't know if that's the situation.
Only in this movie.
Okay, so he's still like, okay, gotcha.
He's still like that. I was actually shocked watching some of the scenes with him in the theater just last night that he wasn't doing any of those things that I can't stand about him. It doesn't redeem the character that he's not being annoying as much in this movie. But I'm grateful that he was not being as annoying, for sure. I'm gonna that is a point for the film, is that he was up here and now he's like kind of down here, and just
Okay.
Somebody gave him a Xanax.
Yeah, so it seems he's a lot more mellowed out there. But so a lot of these demon slayers, so their core missions, they're trying to get to the heart of this castle to basically kill the main villain.
Yeah,
so
that's a little bit of plot that happened in the like season finale of the last season. Is there's a supporting character that I think was introduced just in the first season, but she is herself a demon and she works with like poisons, and so they made a poison that would like basically try and like turn him human again. And so that heart you're seeing is him trying to like expel the poison out of his body, because it's trying to turn him human, which will make him easier to kill. And he's like mutating and he's trying to like get it out. And so they're basically the movie's race against time is he's incapacitated temporarily. If we could get to him now, he'll be a lot easier to kill and he's vulnerable. But if they take too long, he'll just go back to his like full strength before it.
Because there was one thing in the movie where you have one of the characters, because this wasn't in the movie, right? Where she's already stuck, like she's getting absorbed by him, one of the demon slayers, and like she's kind of constantly gets sucked into it. So that we didn't see that in the movie. That had already been shown in the show. They're just following up on it. Are
you talking about the fight with the woman that's fighting? She's got the butterfly thing in her hair and she's fighting the demon that's like pulling her into him.
No, I'm talking about when we see that scene of
the heart, the big like mutated. That's so it literally was like she put the thing in his neck and then he grabbed her. Oh, that was like at the end of the last episode.
Okay, so that had already been shown in the series. We didn't see that in the movie. Okay, yeah. So they're trying to race to do that, and their difficulty to do that, like I said, this thing is constantly shifting and rearranging and everything like that. So they're making it extremely difficult there. Also, on top of that, with these lower level demons, we have these upper rank demons. So they have to fight these upper rank demons, which I said are very difficult, very strong, they're very powerful. And there's 3 fights, basically. You see 3 boss battles in it. And you have these slayers take on these people. They all have backstories with these villains, so there's like a personal thing that they have with these demons, and because they have these personal things with these demons, they'll show you the whole backstory. So in case you don't know why these two people are beefing or why they have this anger towards each other, they'll show you. It's like, oh, let me tell you, and they'll show like an episode's length of backstory, or more, or two, like the one dude that was like the martial arts guy who just uses this. That was at least like a whole arc. That was at least like 3 episodes together.
Yeah, that felt long. That felt like its own movie. It like to stop to put another movie on before we could finish the movie we were there for. Yeah. And I'll say that's a pattern of the whole show too, where like every season there's one of these lieutenant demons. It was, I mean, and this was the one that they were fighting on the train in the movie, in that last movie as well. This one in the gets away at the end. Oh, it's the same demon from that movie. He killed the older like mentor character and then got away at the end of that. So this is like the rematch, basically. But like throughout the whole show, every season, season 2, season 3, season 4, all of them have some sort of just unnecessarily long backstory. Don't get me wrong. Like you can do your backstory for these villains and you can tell me about them, but pacing, guys, let's get this to be a little bit more succinct here. Like we are spending so much time on this, and I don't even think the backstory is bad necessarily. It's actually, I think, decently well written. It's just it takes too goddamn long to get through it.
I mean, yeah, so like I said, it's a line. This movie is 2 hours and 35 minutes. I didn't know that going in that it was going to be that long.
And it's the first of a trilogy with 2 more films that will probably both be 2.5 hours long, if not maybe even a little longer. I could even see them pushing it.
Yeah, so that's basically mainly what you see here is them. They have these boss battles, these fights. Then there's the backstory, and then that's basically it. That's basically most of it.
And I'm telling you right now, there's more plot in this movie than there's been in the last 2 seasons of the show combined. So,
yeah. Because I was thinking maybe should I try to finish this, since I mean, like I said, this trilogy is going to be closing out the series. So should I go and maybe try to finish it out? Yeah.
If you, I mean, like there's things in there.
Yeah.
The 200. Well, luckily the advantage that Demon Slayer has over One Piece is that it's not that long. The first season's like 20 episodes. There's that movie, and then the 2 seasons 2 is like 10 episodes, and then 3 and 4 are like maybe 8 each. So I'm talking a lot of bad about it, but let's just say for the people that are fans, it is also a relatively quick watch. It goes by pretty quickly. Like even me having watched it again with someone that was enjoying it more than I was, it didn't feel like it was taking that much of my time. Right? It's like season 1 is like 1 full season, and then the other 3 seasons kind of together feel like 1 more season. I didn't enjoy a lot of it, but it didn't feel like it took that much time away from me either. So I don't know if that's a compliment or not.
Okay, so is this something you just put on and go, oh, okay, yeah, sure.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I was watching it with someone that liked it a lot more than I did, so it made her happy, and then I was like, I'll enjoy the fact that you're enjoying this. That's what I got out of it.
And since I didn't know really the story, I haven't seen it in a minute. I watched the English dub. I didn't see the sub of it. Did you see the sub, or you went?
I saw the sub version. This is one show I haven't really looked at the English dub for, so I don't know how good or bad it is comparative. I guess I just went with the one I was used to.
Okay. So yeah, that's why I saw. And then you have some voices that come out. I know Channing Tatum was a big voice in the English that they have.
Now I've heard that, but who did he play? Do we know what character he was?
Yeah, he was the martial arts teacher.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Huh. That's so odd, but okay.
Yeah, as soon as I heard the teacher talk, I was like, oh, that's Channing Tatum. Because I was kind of waiting for his voice. I was like, oh, who is he going to be in here? And I was like, oh, yeah, it was kind of instantly pick up. Yeah, he was that guy. So yeah, I saw that version of it. So I would say that the animation is really good. I'd say the animation is really good in here. You can tell that there's some scenes with kind of more CGI in it. Like you can tell those scenes there, but the battles are really good. I mean, they're the kind of the main focal point of the movie. So it better be good. And those are very impressive, and they are very tension filled. And I know I said I talked a lot of shit about the backstories, but okay, it does. I wish they could be quicker. I wish they could kind of get to the point a little quicker, but yes, it lays out, why this character, these people are having this beef and why there's such a emotional investment of this fight and, why that kind of adds extra tension to it. Like, for example, him, Zietso, him and this other guy. So they were former students together, and then he betrayed the mentor, and then the mentor ended up killing himself, Sefiku, and then, because he turned into a demon. So there's like all this added extra emotion to it. So I did like that it made you kind of invested in this battle and then who was going to kind of turn out the winner. What did you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, I think some of that stuff works. Again, it just takes so long to get through it to then get back to the moment at hand. I think the big issue for me is I really wish that stuff was earlier on in the series. If that makes sense, like I wish that all those backstories had been told alongside the second, third, and fourth seasons where I felt like absolutely no plot was happening. Because then you could have gone into this already knowing that stuff and then had like, all right, action beat, action beat, action beat. All right, movie's over, let's go. I feel like it's a trope of anime that I don't like. I think a lot of I think it's a thing for more of like the shonen genre stuff, which again is just not my favorite type of anime. I like some weirder, more adult stuff, genre wise, like seinen and things like that. But I think a lot of anime will do this where, you've got to give the backstory either in the middle of the fight or just as the character is about to die. That's when you learn everything about them. And I wish that they could have just put that stuff at some point in the show where, there was nothing going on anyway, so there was room to fill.
Oh,
and
interesting. So you're saying the backstories that we see in this movie is not the stuff we don't see that in the show?
Most of it.
Real.
So yeah, this stuff is not from. Yeah, this is all stuff you're learning in the moment. So that's what I'm saying is like they want to give you this backstory, and this happens with like the other demons that they kill at like the end of season 2, right? It's like half the whole season is one fight scene, and then the last 2 episodes of that season are the backstory of that villain. And then in season 3, guess what happens? The second half of this season 3 is a fight, and then the last 2 episodes are that demon's backstory. So this is a pattern that this thing is doing. It's very repetitive, and that comes back to how kind of simple and basic the storytelling, I think, is in this series overall, is that it's kind of doing the same thing over and over again. I really think Demon Slayer is a show that is getting by on a very high production values with really good animation, like great animation, some of the best animation you've probably ever seen. Like you can't take that away from this. It does have a lot of work put into that, but the storytelling is just like, if not for the fact that there was blood in this and like that there were a lot of like dismemberings and some like gore. If you took that stuff out, the story feels like a very simple story for kids for the most part. Like it's very early, like I would say like around like the 12, 13 year age that a lot of kids would have been watching a Dragon Ball Z or a Yu Yu Hakusho back in the day. Like it feels like it's made for like that age range. And then it's got some more violence in it that's like bumps its rating up higher. But if you took that stuff out, I just feel like it's like, yeah, this feels like kind of a kid's show story.
Okay. So, okay, interesting. So as a person who hasn't caught up to it, I thought this was like, they're just recapping for the people that just are coming to the movie and that this has already been explained. So, okay. So that's what I was thinking as somebody who hasn't seen the show. Okay. That's interesting. They did already say this in the show already.
Now they may have referenced some of the stuff with the Zenitsu and him, that mentor, but they definitely did not show it, and they did not get as detail oriented as it did in the film. And then the other backstory that's like at the end, that's definitely brand new. Like that's all new stuff. The one that is its own movie.
Yeah, because I mean, even in the movie, it was kind of getting, because like I said, it's just okay. They fight the demon, then it's this kind of long fight, and then they backstory. And then they fight another demon, and then there's backstory, and then they fight this other demon, and backstory. I was like, okay, we seeing just a lot of that kind of going on.
Yeah.
It kind of becomes a little monotonous at times. Like, okay, there's not really much breaking it up there.
And trust me, more so if you've watched the whole show because you've seen them do that way more times.
And that the only breakup we really kind of see is like there's a scene where um you have the daughters of these that I guess was the leader of the demon corps, and they have I guess this ability of to like I guess like the three-eyed raven or something, like they can see through animals and things like that, and then they're drawing like a map, so they're trying to like use the crows to draw a map of the castle so they can find a way to like where is the heart of it so they can direct the demon slayers to it. um okay. I guess that was I guess fine. All right. And then also the crows, they're there to also relate information to them. And then when one of the slayers goes down, they let other people know so somebody can come and heal them and patch them up and everything like that.
Like Tyson's Visions.
Yeah, like some set like in Mike Tyson's Adventures. There, you got that. Okay, so there's that. I mean, if so you're telling me basically that's just what the second and maybe third movie is going to be: boss fight, then backstory, then boss fight, then backstory, then okay.
That's all. That's all of it. It's if there's anything to watch this for, it's just going to be the quality of the animation. Yeah, I mean, like I'll be honest, like I've seen the whole series, and the kind of character dynamics, the personalities, their banter, none of that really does all that much for me. Like I feel like these characters are pretty kind of one-dimensional for the most part. Like there's a few. I think the main character, I liked where his story was going in the like very beginning of the first season, but I kind of feel like it hasn't moved anywhere for the most part since then. The only thing that's happened is they've gotten anime power-ups and got stronger over time. That's really all. There's not. I don't feel like there's ever been like character development in the show, if I'm being honest, other than maybe the one guy just not being as annoying, if you can call that character development. Where I will be positive about this, though, is I do think the best thing about this is the setting. I think the environment of this infinite castle that's expanding and gravity's changing directions and you fall and then you don't know which direction you're falling. And I do think that's used. And again, the animation is very good. Like on a technical level, I feel like you kind of can't deny that. But that is the best thing about it, is just the movement of and how this castle's flipping them and sending them different directions, and it's moving and restructuring to make it harder to figure out where things are. And I think that does lend for some very impressive stuff. I wish it was shorter because and you could just kind of get all this kind of really high octane nonstop action. And I think if there was less backstory to break that up, I think it would work a little bit better. But yeah, I mean, I think if you're someone that likes animation just for the sake of looking at the animation and you don't really care about this as a series, I think there's maybe a good argument to say, put this on, mute it, put some nice music on, and then work on something and kind of look up and kind of check it out. That's a good way, I think, to experience this, is just pure animation candy. But character-wise, I just don't feel like we're doing anything new. But I like I said, I've also felt that way kind of about the entire story throughout all the seasons of the show. I feel like this is kind of the same read I've had on it. So yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. And then in the story, take a drink of water here. And you see the character there. So you have Tanjiro who gets into a fight, then you have Kimetsu who gets into a fight, then the other girl, the bug girl. What's her name there?
I don't even remember.
Okay, I remember, but she has a good one. So
the fight is cool.
So all three of them good, and then the last one, it really ended, was very impressive. That was kind of the best one. The closer conclusion one was good, and that was fun. Again, I think they could have streamlined the backstory a little bit more, but that was him, and it was very emotional there. And then I guess there were those other demon slayers. I guess we're gonna see them fight maybe the next
they'll have boss battles in the other two movies. It's basically just we have this big cast, but we only have 2.5 hours to fill, so we can't possibly get to more than 3 of these people.
It's the dude with he's got the mace with the axe on the end of it. Then there's the other woman. He's with another woman. I'm sorry, I don't know the name. but he's with looks like
I've watched all of it, and there's only a handful of characters I remember the names of.
yeah, there's her, and then there's the other demon slayer with the multicolored hair.
Yeah.
I've only seen people just cosplay as her. I've never actually, I don't know what her character name is, but I've seen people cosplay as her a lot. So there's that, and then wasn't she also with somebody else? She was with somebody else.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, she's with the dude
That has like the snake curled up around him.
Yeah, she's with that she's like fangirling over. Okay, she's with that dude.
They're kind of a couple.
Okay, gotcha.
I mean, kind of.
Yeah, so you're probably gonna see them fight in the next movie there. So there was that, but you don't really get much of their character really in this one. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of, I mean, for someone who's just like outside looking in, that was her. This was the character there.
Oh, that's a dude, but I couldn't tell you what his name is.
Oh, that's oh, well, there you go.
It's hard to tell sometimes.
I mean, he's long hair kind of threw me off the alternate. My bad. But yeah, I mean, animation is impressive. The action is impressive. Some of the stories are good. It just kind of gets repetitive. I mean, like I said, yeah, some of the stuff they do, just in terms of, okay, them fight, then telling the backstory stuff. As far as, maybe it's because I don't watch the show, I mean, again, outside looking into power scaling things of them using all these different abilities and things like that. Do you think that kind of made sense in it?
It does make sense to me, having watched the whole thing. I know I do get what they're talking about and why it works the way it does. I don't think it's like the most interesting, power system I've seen in an anime for sure. But I understand it. Like, it makes its own internal logic holds up. So I don't know if that's a compliment or not, but
yeah, they have like water technique and lightning technique, and
it just, each character just has their own flashy power, and then like a list of like 6 kind of variations they can do. That's really all you need to know.
Yeah, so they have that going on. So that's kind of fine there. I mean, I'm gonna have to see the other movie that comes out there.
Do more. The third one, I believe, is meant to come out in 2029. So we're really stretching this experience out.
Jeez. Okay, 2029. I don't know I'll be alive in 2029. So yeah. So for me, I just kind of would give it just like a person outside looking in, maybe like a tune in. I tune in, maybe around there.
I'd give it just to stream it.
Okay.
Like I said, I honestly think if you're someone that just really likes animation, just for the sake of seeing nice animation, when it's on streaming, turn it on, mute it, and put some nice music on, and just kind of look at just look at it. You don't even need to take it the story in. Just kind of look at the way it looks. Now, if to that, I'll also say, if you're someone that is a fan of the series, it is going to be giving you everything you want from it. I do think that's true. If you're already into this, it's more of what it is at a higher budget with more impressive technical production. So if you like this series and you've been into every season, I do think you'll probably really like this movie. If you're like me and you've watched it all, but you haven't been that into it, I think you'll be impressed by the way it looks, but I don't think it's going to change your mind. And then, like you say, from someone outside looking in that is only familiar with some of it, it's almost kind of the same reaction as even me, who's watched all of it.
The film the Gap said sounds a bit like Street Fighter game prop. So many characters, and everybody needs a bit of a backstop so we can understand something about them.
There's that, but also it's that they spend 3 seasons of the show on one fight, one backstory in each season, and they just I think the biggest problem with this series is that it does not understand how to use its time. It could accomplish, honestly, like, just thinking about how much plot there is, they could probably have accomplished everything in the whole series in just one additional second season.
Film guess is but Sage does appear with Dark Side of the Moon.
And I have to try it.
Yeah, I mean, like you mentioned, if you're a big fan of this, if this is your thing, I mean, theaters are packed with this. This is doing incredibly well
I think it's on track to be the highest grossing foreign film of all time at the U.S. domestic box office.
Really? Okay, so wow. So yeah, this is breaking records there. So people are excited to see this. People love to see this. It has a big fan base. So if you're a big fan of this, it probably gives you what you want. Like you said, I haven't spoken to like a hardcore fan of Demon Slayer, but it probably gives you what you want there. And so this is probably like this is cinema for you or High Peak or something like that. If you are a fan of the series already, yeah. But for me, it's just kind of like okay, yeah, tune in is fine for someone like me. And then you gave it a stream it. So there. So if you want to catch it on Crunchyroll when it comes on there, maybe that's best for some people there.
And honestly, I guarantee too, because they did it with the train movie, but there at some point they'll release these as episodes. Like they'll cut them up, cut an intro and an outro, and they'll put it on there as episodes as well. So I mean, it'll be on streaming before you know it.
Oh wow. Okay, so it'll be like with this 2 hour and a half movie, it'll be what 4 seasons, additional like seasons of fucking the show.
Yep, basically.
Oh wow. Okay, but yeah, breaking box office anime records there. Like I said, $7 million there. Let's see here. Try to click on the article that's not making me pay for it here. Yeah, so it says Demon Slayer Infinite Castle slashes 26 year box office record at Tom's weekend box office there. It says Demon Slayer Infinity Castle shattered the record for biggest opening weekend domestic gross for an anime movie, hauling in an estimated $70 million. So it has that there. Demon Slayer Infinity Castle, which is distributed in North America by Sony Pictures Entertainment, owned Crunchyroll, ranked in 33 million on Friday alone, surging past Warner Brothers Pictures' 1999 animated Pokemon the First Movie, which grossed 31 million in its opening weekend. The Warner Brothers Discovery is the parent company of CNN. This movie so far, box office total has made 391 million on a $20 million budget. It looks really gorgeous for $20 million.
Yeah. I mean, hey, they use their money well, and they also torment their animators in Japan.
Easy, I guess, when you pay them pennies on the dollar, I guess.
And they can't go home, so you know they're really polishing this thing around the clock.
So yeah, that was our thoughts. Demon Slayer Infinity Castle. When is the second one supposed to come out? When's the date for that one?
I think it's 2027, so I think it's like every 2 years.
Okay.
2025, 2027, 2029.
Okay. All right, so 2027. That is when we're gonna be here for the sequel there. Awesome stuff.